Welcome to the Downtown Kentucky podcast. I forgot to put up the title card again. Someday I'll learn to do it, but not today. I'm Austin/Parfait.
And I'm Ox/Chris.
Look at that. We remember to do that at the beginning at least. You know, we're getting better.
We'll do something right at some point during the stream.
We had two things we didn't do last week. We did one of them this week. I call that a success. Let me do a real quick check on remembering where we were last, what podcast we released last. I believe this is now our longest running podcast. I believe this week we pass our previous longest podcast. Our previously failed podcast. Yes.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll give up on this one at some point in time.
Whoa, yeah, maybe. I'm not planning on it.
Entirely possible.
It's definitely possible.
I'm not planning on it.
The difference is like this one, you know. I mean, it's only worked for me, this one, so you'll be less likely to want to cancel it. So you know. For this one, for the most part, you just show up.
Show up, and I'm here to give my opinion.
Yeah, maybe watch a trailer or 6 if it's this week.
Or 8. Watch a trailer or 8.
Yeah. Normally 1, but this week it was a really trailer-heavy week in the world.
It was a trailer-heavy week in the world, and why is it, Austin? Why was it?
We're jumping right in. We were still like in the intro, but okay. Yeah, we'll jump right in.
Yeah, this week... No, it's what they call a transition.
Oh, we're doing the transitions now? Oh, we're professionals? Oh, Leon the Professional? We're watching Leon the Professional this week?
No.
But it's got little girl Natalie Portman. People like Natalie Portman, right?
Probably, yeah, sure.
She's in movies.
She's alright.
She was in Star Wars and The Black Swan and other movies.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah,
Those
are all movies she's been in.
Was she? I don't think she was in...
Natalie Portman?
No.
Oh, that was other British actress.
You're thinking of, what's her name?
Yeah, exactly.
That's Keira Knightley. You know,
Keira Knightley.
We can't, you know, she's
not Natalie Portman.
Keira Knightley, who's in Love Actually.
Yeah.
This is the We Know What Women Are in Movies podcast. It's a new podcast we're starting.
This is the I Confuse Two British Women podcast.
To be fair, now I'm going to check this as I'm saying this to make sure I'm right. I believe they both play Padme Amidala in Star Wars. Like, one of them is the fake Padme. To be fair to you. Like, I think there's a reason why you're specifically confusing them together.
Probably.
I believe Keira Knightley plays Natalie Portman's, like, not stunt double, but, like, the fake Amidala to protect her while she's pretending to just, you know, she's running around with just Padme with little Annie. You know. This is the Star Wars podcast we're launching.
No, that's not. We're not doing. This is just the one podcast that we do. It's a Downtown Kentucky podcast. We talk about stuff.
Yeah, we talk about everything. We talk about anything and everything is what the description of the podcast says. So, yeah,
despite my efforts to transition into talking about the DC fandom.
Well, yeah, we started talking about something. You don't have to cut it off. Podcasts are supposed to flow, Chris, and we started talking about something different, and that's fine. I can't find her.
We kind of did.
Keira Knightley did play the fake. She played something with an S that was who was the fake
Amidala.
Well, she wasn't Amidala. She was the person who pretended to be Amidala.
Right.
Yeah.
The person who pretended to be Senator Amidala.
So the point is, Natalie Portman, she's in Leon the Professional. The point is, we're not talking about Leon the Professional. We're talking about, as Chris mentioned, the DC fandom.
Yeah.
That's the first story for today. There's a lot that happened. Yeah. DC does this. I believe this is their, I want to say, 3rd year doing this? Definitely 2nd. They definitely did it last year. I think this is the 3rd year. It's probably like the 6th year, and I just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the first time they've done it. No. And
But I think this is the first time that they have released this many trailers all at once.
I do not remember this much stuff coming out of the last one. And, you know...
this is kind of nutty.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's insane the amount of stuff they talk about. We're going to talk about a few of the things. I picked and choose which ones sounded interesting. There was, like, at least 7 or 8 other shows or movies they announced that I was like, that's not interesting enough for us to talk about.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff announced at this thing. So if you want to watch that, it's all on YouTube. Go watch the DC fandom if you're into DC. You know, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I only stumbled across one because YouTube knows that I like Batman.
Yeah, and that is our first one we're going to talk about because it is definitely the biggest thing that was announced. It was the longest trailer that they released. Movie trailer. And that movie. What's your thoughts? Let's start with you. Give me your thoughts, Chris. What do you think of this new trailer, this new Batman movie?
It is a Batman movie, and so I am innately excited by it.
Fair enough.
But honestly, I'm pretty hyped about Robert Pattinson being Bruce Wayne. I feel like it's a good fit for him. It's a young adult man who is very conventionally handsome. Also, what's up, Chewie?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
I mean, also, he played a vampire. Vampires are bats.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already played Batman. He's already played
kind of an
Batman.
Edgy. You're right.
He's played a Batman. Now he's playing the Batman in the new movie, The Batman.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, that's why he's the perfect casting. Honestly, I loved this trailer. I let you start, but I'm sharing your sentiment. This trailer looks great. I wasn't on the fence about this movie. I just didn't care yet. I didn't care one way or the other. It wasn't that I was waiting to care. I just was they're making a new Batman movie. It probably will be good, or it won't be, because the last movie that had Batman's name in it, I was not a fan of. So.
That's fair. I mean, the last movie that had Batman's name in it definitely went. They shot too high, went too close to the sun. I think.
Yes, I don't know. I think there was I guess we never
Batman
talked about
versus Superman, epic thing.
Yeah, I guess we've also never mentioned it here. You and me. I felt like I was gonna try to not talk about it, but I guess we've never discussed it on a podcast or anything. It was just you and me have discussed it to all ends. But I'm not a fan of any of the Zack Snyder movies.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of his vision of DC. It wasn't for me.
Interesting.
I thought they went down. I thought the best one was Man of Steel, but even that I wasn't a fan of. I was like, this is okay. And then it went downhill. It's Batman v Superman is worse. And then, to be fair, he didn't actually get his version of Justice League to come out till much later, and I didn't give him 4 hours of my life to watch it.
Okay. Yeah.
But
you said Zack Snyder, and for some reason my brain thought you meant what's his name?
I don't know.
Director of all of the good Batman movies.
Oh, Christopher Nolan. No, Christopher Nolan's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason my brain was like, doesn't like the Christopher Nolan
No,
Batman
no,
movies?
100...
Are you crazy?
No, I would argue that
good film.
I'd argue those are I like some of the original quadrilogy, I guess we'll call it, because I don't know if there's a better term for it. But the only great Batman movies are Christopher Nolan's movies.
Yeah.
And I'll give a nod to Batman '89. It's not personally in my top list, but it is a great movie. But then Batman Returns already starts going downhill, and then we're not even going to talk about any of Joel Schumacher's movies. But even those are fun, which Zack Snyder's movies weren't, which is why I didn't like them. They weren't fun at all.
Well, it's not necessarily that the Christopher Nolan movies were fun at all.
They weren't fun, but
story well.
Yeah, they were done well, so I didn't mind that they weren't fun. You have to do one or the other. Those were gritty, but well done. These were gritty and not well done. And you can do not the most well done, but be fun, and I'll enjoy it at least the day of. For example, in the modern DCEU, the original Suicide Squad movie is a terrible movie, and I know that 100%. I went to see it a second time in theaters when it came out because I did enjoy it that much the first time I saw it. Because it was a fun movie. Was it a good movie? No, not at all. And I have never watched it since those 2 times I saw it, because by the time I saw it the second time, I already started realizing all the flaws and was like, oh, okay, no, this wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yes, Chewie, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know sometimes we make you angry, but yeah, the original Suicide Squad is not a good movie. If you enjoy it, more power to you. Who cares what I think? But I know I don't like it. I think it's a terrible movie.
I have to imagine that Chewie is being facetious, but they just asked, "Did you just say the original Suicide Squad was bad?" Unbelievable.
The thing is, I love
That
Chewie.
has to be a joke.
Chewie's one of my my favorite of our fans. But Chewie also has some other weird takes on things when we have discussions. So I don't know what
enjoy Hawkeye.
they do love Hawkeye. But that's not the point of this podcast, roasting Chewie, our only
No,
loyal
it's not.
viewer.
No, it's not.
Because roasting your only loyal viewer is not the best model.
It's a good way to lose your only loyal viewer.
Yeah. So.
But no, yeah, back to the point of
Back to the Batman.
the Batman trailer.
It's good. I liked everything I saw in it. I liked the little hints here. I like the new Batmobile. I like that it's simple. I like it. I think Colin Farrell, I believe, is his Penguin is pretty good in it.
Mm.
I think that's Colin Farrell, right?
Yeah, what's her name? The actress who plays
Oh,
Catwoman.
I don't know her,
think
but I
is a
liked
very
her.
Perfect fit.
Yeah, I thought she did great. I loved every bit of that trailer. I went in just being like, oh, there's a new Batman movie, to being like, oh, I want to see this new Batman movie, which is a great thing for a trailer to do.
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh,
That's
yeah. I knew that, but I didn't remember it till you said it. Yeah, she's Lenny Kravitz's kid.
Yeah.
As well
Zoe
as like
Kravitz
as well as
Catwoman.
as well as an accomplished actress who should not be only defined by her father. But she's also happens to be Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
This looks... Oh, man. There's a lot going on in this trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to incorporate not just one Batman villain, but they're going to kind of play off of a few.
I feel like there was. I feel like
off with like a Riddler.
Yeah, there's definitely a Riddler hint. I feel like I'd argue. I think from what I saw in that trailer, it seems like the Riddler is the main villain of the story. He's the main
villain. Yeah.
like he's the main detective case that this gritty noir detective Batman has to solve.
Yeah. I am very excited with the direction it looks like they're heading in.
I will say
kind of a more serious, which I feel like is a tone that fits Batman very
100%.
well.
It fits Batman. My only slight thing I am worried about is I have a little bit of Spider-Man 3 worries that it seems like there's a lot happening.
It's a little bit too much going on.
For the first of a series that much, it's just like we know Catwoman, we know the Riddler, and we know for sure Penguin because they two of them were seen in the trailer. The other one's logo was seen in the trailer, and the trailer talks about how that's the case he's on. So we know there's already two villains because it looks like Catwoman's not a villain in this, but still that's three other characters. Do we need three to start? And also, I swear I saw a Scarecrow imagery in it at one point, which means there might be even more.
Hey, yo, what up, Southern Latino? We're talking about DC fandom trailers.
Woo, trailer talk.
All of the 8 billion trailers that happened.
We're only talking about 5 of the 80 trailers they dropped.
Hey, only 5. Only 5 trailers.
But that's me being cautious about it, honestly. Yeah, no, that's me being cautiously I don't know what the word is for it, but cautiously not going optimistic. Yeah, not even optimistic. I guess technically you could argue cautiously pessimistic or hesitant. Hesitant's the word I'm looking for. I'm being cautiously hesitant because I am a little worried that a little too much is happening. But I did love the trailer, and I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's entirely possible that they tackle too much and there's just too much going on.
And nothing gets...
there's this villain, and this villain. But I also think that it's possible that they might just be, it's the Batman universe. If you're watching this, we assume that you know most of the villains.
Sure.
Or have a base knowledge, and it's not going to be hey, we focus a whole bunch on this villain. It's just oh yeah, this guy makes an appearance and he's got to stop him.
Sure, I hope that you're right. I'm worried. The times where movies have done this before, they haven't done it that well in general. So I'm a little worried, just a little bit. I'm still overall, I would say I'm still 8 out of 10 on the interest scale. I'm interested. I want to see this. I'm gonna see it.
And this is just a theory, because it looks like the Joker's goons are active here. And it seems like maybe the Joker is pulling strings from behind the bars in prison.
Because there was someone he talked to in one scene in a jail, and he seemed angry with this person,
Yeah.
So they had a
really
history.
angry. And you know Batman does really get angry with the Joker.
He does. Yeah. I'm
Which
still.
I think would be a very interesting take.
It
kinda
would be. I
Joker.
still feel like you choose one villain to be his controlled person in that story still. I'm worried that they're
Right.
going to try to introduce all these characters and a lot of them are going to feel not fleshed out enough because it is still a movie and like you still have to flesh them out. I'm worried, but I'm still optimistic.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excited nonetheless. What? Who's up next?
Next, we have Black Adam, which, to be fair, that trailer was almost non-existent. But I will say, seeing the time in that trailer and I don't know if you saw it. The version of the trailer did you watch? Did it have like a 3-minute intro talking to the cast first?
No.
Okay, well there is a version of that where they talk to the cast, including The Rock, and it's no secret that I believe I've said it on our show. I'm not a fan of The Rock as an actor typically, because I think he always plays The Rock. This movie looks like he's not playing The Rock, and I did not care about Black Adam at all until I saw this trailer, and I'm like, well, that guy doesn't look like he's going to be cracking wise and just thinking he's so cool. That guy looks sinister and evil. So, I mean, it was only like 10 seconds, so I could be proven wrong, but in those 10 seconds...
Sorry, I just read chat. And you're really, I think you're losing Chewie. You just really hated on The Rock.
I'm sorry. I think The Rock. I don't think The Rock's that good of an actor. I think he plays the same character in everything. And if you like him, you're in the majority. I know I'm in the minority there. Everyone loves The Rock. He's the highest paid actor for a reason. People like him. I just personally don't, and that's fine. But the point is, he looks good in this because he looks like he's not. He looks like he's actually acting, which I believe that the few times he's not playing The Rock, he's normally good at acting. So I'm intrigued.
I mean, am I super excited for a Black Adam movie?
No, of course not.
No, not really at all.
No.
Will I watch it? Yeah.
There's a lot of other characters too in it that you don't see from that trailer, but you find out about in the little thing. Like apparently there's like Dr. Fate's gonna be in it, and like 3 other like characters that I don't remember who they were off the top of my head, but because they were all like, "Hi, I'm this actor and I'm playing this character," and it's like
interesting.
There was a couple other like super like Hawkman, I believe, is in it. So like there are yeah, fair, but fair.
Like Dr. Fate got me intrigued. I was like, oh, Dr. Fate, he's like a really powerful character.
I should have started with Hawkman.
And then you said Hawkman. See, I just associate the two, even though they're not similar to each other.
Hawkman is a hawk. Hawkeye has a bow.
He shoot real good.
But I'm already making Chewie mad enough with my other takes. We can't talk about Hawkeye again.
Who else is showing up in this movie besides Hawkman and Dr. Fate?
Let me pull it up. I didn't write that down because I didn't think it mattered.
Yeah, for our audience or our listeners, I watched the minute 30 long trailer where just this team of mercenaries, I guess, enter into a tomb and Black Adam shows up and just kills them all.
Yeah. And that's
I had no idea it was The Rock the whole time because all we got
fair.
was a chin shot in him in a hood.
Yeah, so other characters in it are Cyclone and Atom Smasher. So some smaller characters that I don't know. But Pierce Brosnan is playing Dr. Fate, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Pierce Brosnan hasn't had a big role in any movie in a long time.
No, but he's James Bond, and that's pretty cool.
He was James Bond.
Whoa, it's like the president. They're always the president. They're just not currently the president.
Mr. Bond?
Yeah, Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond?
Yeah.
Mr. Bond. Can't wait for Idris Elba as Mr. Bond.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The people who make Bond are racist. They won't do it.
It has to happen at some point.
I'm honestly, Chewie, I don't know Cyclone. I'm not the hugest comic person. My comic knowledge comes from comic movies or TV shows. So I don't know Cyclone, but it sounds like they're cool, which is cool. I hope to be impressed by them. I don't know who Cyclone is at all.
You're not missing that much.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, he sounds like exactly what he sounds like.
Well, Cyclone's a woman.
He is exactly.
Cyclone is a woman in this movie.
Oh, She might have always been, actually.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Cyclone is a
Pretty
woman,
sure she has.
and that's the only thing. I mean, certain people are going to be mad that Hawkman is black now, but I think that's cool. Diversity's awesome.
Okay.
You call me crazy. Diversity's cool. But yeah, that's Black Adam. There's not much more to discuss besides here's some characters in it, and it's a movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of a movie where we know next to... Yes, Hawkman is being played by an African-American actor. Which, I'm cool with it. Whatever.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of other things announced at DC Fandom, because that's the first big thing we're talking about today on our podcast, is The Flash, which is another movie that we know next to nothing about from this trailer.
Yeah, it looks like,
but it's okay.
Play maybe a little bit with like a multiverse type of deal.
Yeah, but it's okay though because Ezra Miller apologized for how little there was in at the beginning of the trailer. Did you get that version, or did you get another one that's cut that didn't have the little intro?
Again, I didn't have little.
Oh, darn it! Okay, so this one opens with Ezra Miller, who I believe is like not the best human being, but does always come across as charming in interviews, and this is like that. So. So he's coming across real like charming and cool, and talking about how like, oh, we really wanted to give you something, but we have almost nothing. So here's a little. They said like, oh, we can't even give you a teaser or a trailer yet. So here's a sneak peek, and that's why it's literally like half a scene, and that's all you get.
Oh, I got a little bit more than half a scene. It felt like.
It might have been, like I felt like the part that I saw from the DC Fandom was like 30 seconds total. Like you show like
was a minute and 30 seconds.
Really? Okay, then you might have actually saw more on this than me. So I'll let you take over discussing this because my whole video was around like 2 minutes with like Ezra Miller talking for a minute.
Yeah, I mean it seemed like so there's like the Flash that we get from the Justice League, and then there's like a longer curly-haired version of himself. Yeah. That he meets up with, and then also a female version of himself that he meets up with.
So, like, do they actually, like, talk in the trailer, or is it just, like, that shot? Because I did see a shot with all three of them, but they were just standing talking to, presumably, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did see that. Maybe I'm just underplaying how long it was, and I forgot. I did watch this earlier.
I mean, a minute 30 seconds isn't very long, I'll admit.
I feel like I didn't get
longer than 30 seconds.
I feel like I got at most a minute of trailer time. So, I still feel like I might have missed something. But they drive up, my trailer I saw, they drive up in like a cab, I think, to like, obviously Wayne. I don't remember the trailer that well. I'm doing horrible here. I'm blanking.
Let me bring it up real quick.
Oh, right.
I'm going to go ahead.
Let's get
it's a minute and 30 seconds without Ezra Miller talking.
I don't think the one I watched was. Let me see the one I watched.
A monologue.
How long was the one I watched? What is happening? What is happening here? If you're watching this, I'm sorry. We were supposed to be more professional than this, and we weren't, and I'm sorry.
It is.
And my total thing was 2 minutes with him talking for at least like a minute.
Looks like maybe the Flash in another universe or in another present, past, whatever has died.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then they all meet up with the Batman, maybe, in his Batcave.
Yeah. Ooh, I guess we can't be forgiven, though. Oh. Then, Chewie, because I can't lie on stream. I can't just lie about The Rock just because you want me to. That's not true. I will say something good about The Rock. The Rock is a great human being. He seems like a great human. He does great philanthropy. He seems like a really nice guy.
He's a nice. Well, yeah, he seems like a nice dude. I can't say for sure that he's.
I guess
he seems like a really nice, genuinely cool human being.
Yeah, I want to make sure it's clear. When I spoke ill, I guess you could say, of The Rock, it was of him as an
solely
actor.
as an actor.
And honestly, I will say, I think we've discussed before, so I'll keep this brief. He falls in my mind under the kind of actors who play one role in everything, which very well could be the casting director who chooses to only give them those roles. Like,
yeah, unfortunately, a lot of casting
yeah.
directors typecast a
Yeah.
lot of actors.
Like,
Is,
I think another
the one
person.
thing that they are famous for.
Yeah, like I think Jack Black's another person who only gets to be in one role. He can do other roles. I've seen it. He is amazing as just like like he in Orange County. He doesn't play the Jack Black character, and it's great. And like that's just one example of people. Like there's a lot of other actors out there who do sadly get typecast as like one or two of the same role, like the same one role, and it's like I don't want to see that one role again. And that's how The Rock is for me a lot. He just kind of plays cool big guy because he's a cool big guy in real life.
Yeah.
My opinions on that for Adam Sandler is I think Adam Sandler used to be a good actor in a couple movies, and that's about it. But yeah,
my opinion.
Chris never liked Adam Sandler.
Never liked Adam Sandler, and then he made Uncut Gems where he didn't play Adam Sandler in a movie, and then
That's
it
fair.
was good. So
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
But yeah, the point is the Flash. We got real off track there. The Flash trailer. There's three. It looks like there's three Flashes. They're dealing with. It looks like a dead Batman, and then they go to see a different Batman, maybe, or at least a hurt Batman.
My theory is this is how they're going to write out. Not Ben Stiller.
Ben Affleck.
Hello? Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's Batman.
I want Ben Stiller's Batman though.
The gross Zack Snyder Justice League, and write in the new Robert Pattinson Batman into this Flash
I don't
universe.
believe the Robert Pattinson one is going to be in this universe at all. I believe the Batman that has been basically confirmed that's going to be in this is Michael Keaton's Batman.
Michael Keaton's Batman?
Yes. That is like confirmed that he is in the cast of Flash.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So this is
Old
more
Michael
weird
Keaton
multiverse
Batman.
kind of stuff. A lot of people think they might be trying to do a similar, at least, to Flashpoint kind of story in this. Like Barry goes back, tries to save his mom, and accidentally hurts Michael Keaton's Batman, and like is now in a world where Michael Keaton's Batman even exists. So like,
Yeah, I think that's entirely possible.
yeah, like I believe it is confirmed that Michael Keaton is in the movie though. So it is.
They do unveil the Batmobile, I think.
Oh, that's definitely
end of the trailer.
Michael Keaton's Batmobile under that thing that you don't get to see.
Yeah.
But it's also like very like much designed off of his cowl, the cowl you see in the movie as well in the trailer.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's definitely they're going with the Michael Keaton Batman, who's I guess which I'm intrigued by this because also I will say one of the few characters I liked from crappy Joss Whedon's Justice League was the Flash. Like I liked.
I thought he was like funny and charming in the.
I liked super quirky. Some people argued overly quirky, and I can get that, but I enjoyed him. He was fun to me. I enjoyed him. He wasn't that version of Batman who didn't get a chance to do anything good, and it's not Superman, who I don't like because I think Superman is a boring character in most of his incarnations.
And here's the thing: it's like you were saying earlier, even if this movie isn't great, if they write the Flash well, in like a in a comedic way,
even in this trailer, he already seems like he's getting a little bit of that. Which I'm already not. I'm pessimistic. I am pessimistically optimistic. No, I am hesitantly optimistic. I'm waiting, but I'm a little optimistic. I think it looks like it could be fun. Michael Keaton as Batman, like I mentioned earlier, I think Batman '89 is a really good movie. It's not my favorite, but I think it's really good. I am very intrigued by Michael Keaton as Batman again. That's awesome.
And also, if we can do some sort of Flashpoint paradox thing with the Flash, I think that's like one of the coolest stories that you can tell with the Flash.
100%. So I'm intrigued by whatever they do with this because it seems like they're on the right. The only problem is Ezra Miller is like a scummy human being apparently. So I wish it wasn't him, but
Unfortunately, I wouldn't know because I don't.
That's fair. I don't remember what it exactly is, so I'm not gonna try to remember. But I remember there's allegations of him doing something crummy, or multiple crummy things. So it's But yeah.
Unfortunately, they are an actor, and that is just
a lot
the reality.
Of them, a lot of them are. A lot of them are crummy people.
It's not
all of them, but there are definitely.
Yeah. Not like The Rock.
The Rock, great human being. Crummy actor.
Amazing human being. But just like
You're right.
He's
the Rock is the opposite of Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller is a good actor, was a crummy human. The Rock is a crummy actor, but a great human.
Outstanding human. Would love to hang
Yeah,
out.
I would love. The Rock seems like an awesome person. And honestly, I'm intrigued by the Black Adam trailer. I am. I really think he's going to be good in it. Because he looks like he's not playing The Rock.
Speaking of trailers,
Which
one do you want to tackle next? Our show or our video game trailer?
We'll do it in order. We'll do a little buffer here. We'll
All
do,
right.
Yeah. Well, I already wrote it down, so let's just go with that.
All right.
All right. Next, we're talking. That's the end of movies. I think there was like one or two other movies announced. There's a couple like Teen Titans Go with something else specials announced. It's like, well, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Your audacity is labeling certain people as good human beings. Is that a bad thing? I'm confused on how that's a bad thing. If you wanted to like continue to be mad at me for calling The Rock a crummy actor, I respect that. But The Rock seems like a great human. How is that a bad thing? Am I not allowed to say that? Right. I mean, I guess I don't know him personally. We don't
know him personally, so I guess we'll just have to say that he might be also not a great person.
Okay, sure. The Rock has a
based
great...
on what we know,
The Rock
seems like a great person.
The Rock has a great outward presence as a human being. But, no, it's not bad. It was just a fun with you. He is a good person. Okay. All right, okay, good. Okay. Right now, we're on the same page as Chewie. We all think The Rock is a great human being. Cool. Speaking of not The Rock at all, we have there's a new Suicide Squad game. My brain was having trouble saying Suicide Squad there.
Nah, I picked that up.
There was too many S sounds and my brain was confused. This new game is called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and it looks really funny. And it's being made by Rocksteady Studios, which Rocksteady is the people who made all the Arkham games but Arkham Origins. So they made the other 3 games. So, and I never played any of those, but I've never heard bad things about them. Everyone seemed to at least somewhat enjoy them. So
yeah, the Arkham series was a good game. So
like,
I enjoyed it.
And none of these characters that are in this, because the characters that are in this are Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, right? That's his name?
Yeah, it's either Deadshot. I'm pretty sure it's Deadshot.
He's playing the character that Will Smith played, because he's wearing the same mask. That's Deadshot, right?
That is Deadshot.
Okay, yeah. It's Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, and King Shark. And none of those characters like have super crazy powers, so it's going to be roughly the same probably gameplay as the Batman game with slight tweaks, which those games, it's going to be good. That studio has... I'm sure they've made bad games, because I think every studio out there has probably made a bad game at some point. But their 3 superhero games have been pretty good, and this has no reason to stray too far away from that. So it's going to probably be good. And the trailer was really funny. We
didn't get any gameplay.
No, there was no gameplay.
It was basically just like a bunch of cutscenes.
Yeah, it was a bunch of cutscenes
together. But they all looked cool.
They looked really good. It was funny. It seemed like this is gonna have a real sense of humor, which is it's fun when the games have a sense of humor.
What you want with the Suicide Squad.
You don't want a serious, gritty Suicide Squad, which even the bad Suicide Squad knew not to do that.
They had at least that going.
They at least knew to not be serious and gritty with the Suicide Squad. But it looks like it's going to be fun, and it looks like, also, they're fighting the Justice League, which is just a cool principle. So you're going to, the villains of this game, presumably, at least for the way you're playing it, is going to be the Justice League. We have different theories. I think that the Suicide Squad is being told by Amanda Waller to take out the Justice League, even though the Justice League isn't evil. You think this could be a, what's the other game?
The other thing that they show heavily in the trailer is a bunch of aliens.
Yeah. You need fodder.
Like a ton of aliens.
Well, you need fodder characters. Time. You can't just fight the Justice League.
Right, which is why I think the fodder character is actually the main villains.
Okay.
Who are controlling the Justice League.
That's definitely a good theory. I could see that.
Hence why they need to be killed,
Yeah. No, I hadn't thought about that, but that's definitely a good possible. We don't know yet, though, and I can't wait.
Nope.
I'll be honest. It's being released on PC, so I look forward to playing it.
Yeah. It'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I believe it's got co-op. I think, which means we might play the game.
Oh, we might play that on stream.
I know that the other game that's coming out, which we didn't talk about here, but it's the Gotham Knights, which is like the Batman family game.
Oh.
It's like all the characters that aren't Batman. I didn't mention it because the trailer wasn't that interesting, but that's being made by the studio that made Arkham Origins, DC Montreal.
Interesting.
So there is also that coming out, which I guess we'll talk about here because we're talking about it. It's another 4-character game. That one I saw some details on Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. But it says that the gameplay will be a single player game or co-op game with like easy jump in and out, kind of like the Lego Star Wars games where you can play co-op when the guy's there, and if not, you can kind of just switch around.
Don't say like Lego Star Wars.
I know. I'm sorry. Oh, I know the flashbacks, and then the game broke on us, and it's just but
everything just went swimmingly.
Yeah, and to that point, Chewy says we should play Cuphead. We plan on playing Cuphead. That is in the list of games we are going to play. Chris owns it. We're gonna play it. It's gonna happen.
In the pipeline.
Yeah, it will happen at some point. I have no idea when. Might not be for a while, but we will play it because we don't have to buy it. So.
True.
So we will get to it. But yeah, and we might get to the Suicide Squad game if that has multiplayer, and we very well might play the Gotham Knights game because that is gonna have two-player co-op. So we will probably play that.
If we don't play Suicide Squad on stream, I will definitely be playing it on my own on stream.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, we might not play Suicide Squad on stream because Suicide Squad probably is gonna be MA.
Might be.
Gotham Knights, I think, is probably only teen, which means we're more likely to see us playing Gotham Knights. Just because we try to stick with the T or under games. Because we're a PG channel?
Question mark? But also, we're not for kids.
We're not for kids, YouTube. Don't cut. Susan, please.
But we are family friendly, but we're not for kids.
We will never curse. Unless we need to start cursing to make sure they don't try to say we can't be monetized.
Or maybe I get really angry and something slips at one time. And then Austin will have to censor me.
Or we just release the audio, our new brand new audio series that we've mentioned here before that is now available on YouTube. That's right. Spoiler.
Oh my god.
Spoiler. Movie Club Commentaries is on YouTube now, where Chris gets a little edgier than normal in this first episode we put on YouTube. So, we're not for kids, okay? So let's move on to something that's also not for kids. Peacemaker.
Yeah, definitely not for kids.
No. So I'll let you go first because I believe we actually have slightly different opinions on this. What are your thoughts on the new Peacemaker trailer?
It looks... I don't know if corny is the right word. Corny might be the right word.
It's fair.
But I think it's appropriate for Peacemaker based on what I saw from him in the new Suicide Squad movie.
See, I feel like I feel the exact opposite.
Kind of this very, like, he's a sociopathic killer.
Sure.
But he's also just like a dingling.
I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like in this trailer, I feel like he's been dumbed down from even what he was in Suicide Squad. And that's why I didn't love this trailer. I still like John Cena and James Gunn enough that I'm going to give this a try. But the trailer definitely made me be like, this character feels really stupid when he's on his own. And maybe he was that stupid in the Suicide Squad, not to be confused with David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Right.
But
Really
I felt like he felt really stupid in this trailer, like more than I remember him feeling in that movie. And I'm a little worried. It's like, whoa, this feels like really stupid. I'm still gonna probably watch it, but this felt like it was like, haha, stupid, raunchy comedy, which, don't get me wrong, there was some elements of that in Suicide Squad, and maybe it was, his character was always his elements, and I didn't notice it when he was in an ensemble, but it just feels like that had depth, and this doesn't look like it has as much depth, which worries me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's trying to have any depth, to be honest.
Fair.
And I don't think that, personally, when I watched The Suicide Squad, I don't think that he had any depth. I think there was just a level of, like, tension
That's fair. That's fair. I honestly
because
wasn't.
of the stakes at hand.
I honestly wasn't.
And I think that was about all that was holding them together.
Fair. To be fair, I wasn't watching the Suicide Squad thinking, how is this Peacemaker going to work on his own? So I probably wasn't analyzing him on his own there. But now I'm seeing him on his own, and I'm like, oh no, he needs like the serious, charming rap catcher to like cut these scenes of him with his, phallic humor. It's like, oh gosh, do we? Okay, cool. Another penis joke in the trailer. This is a 2-minute trailer, and there's like 5 of them. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it'll be. I don't think it's gonna be everyone's cup of tea.
No.
I think it'll be something that you can turn on and just
That's fair.
have a laugh at and just turn off your brain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess when I saw that there was going to be a follow-up show to the Suicide Squad, I don't know. I guess I was hoping it would be more in tone with that, and it feels like it's a little too just raunchy for the sake of raunchy, which I'm fine with at times. Like, there's shows that I'm into, like, and that's probably what the show is meant to be from the start. And I had different hopes for it, but it's just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, when they revealed that Peacemaker survived at the end of the Suicide Squad, I kind of was like, oh, okay. Well, they have plans for him. And then they announced the show, and...
I mean, they announced the show before the movie came out, so, like, I knew it was Peacemaker. I guess I didn't realize how much Peacemaker was the raunchy comedy part of the movie and not anything else in the Suicide Squad. And that's on me, I guess. That's fair. Like, that's on me. I wasn't paying attention to his character, so I'm still going to watch it, because it's like I said, I really like John Cena, and I really like James Gunn, so I'm going to give it a try. And there were, like...
I feel like the way that they wrote the character in the movie definitely just felt like the 14-year-old boy who's...
That's fair.
...trying to impress everyone else.
And I will say, I actually, like, to now, go back to... Because I've been kind of just dogging on this trailer. I thought there did seem like there was a little bit of heart towards the end of the trailer, where, like... It seems like he really wants his father's love, which, like, that could be a story that could make him not just haha penis joke, which I think is needed. You kind of need to not just have that if that's what the show is. Like,
yeah, no, I think there'll be like a lot of weird, like just gross out humor, followed by like weird sitcom-y moments where we bring it back down to.
Or him just hugging an eagle
Or hugging a bald eagle.
Just hugging an eagle. Sorry,
Freedom.
An eagle hugging him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll probably give it a shot because it's on HBO Max and it'll be free.
Sure, I agree. That is another reason why I will almost definitely watch. Same with I really liked Doom Patrol, and I haven't got around to watching it yet, and it is also for free for me. So who knows if I'll actually watch Peacemaker?
No. Valid.
Because I really liked the first season of Doom Patrol and haven't got around to the second season. And they announced a third season at Fandom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Doom Patrol.
Yeah. Congratulations to Brendan Fraser. I'm trying to pronounce his name.
Brendan Fraser's in Doom Patrol?
Yeah, he plays the Robot Man.
Oh,
it's like his big return to acting. It's his big return to acting after all the like crap he went through in life. So.
Yeah, that poor man.
Yes, very much so, and I'm so glad he's getting this role.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving on from DC Fandom, because we talked about
Brendan
it for...
Fraser.
Yeah, and Brendan... Well, it's still DC Fandom, because they announced the season. It fits into DC world. Yeah. We're fine. That wasn't us taking too big of a tangent. That actually made sense. Oh. That wasn't the Leon the Professional talk from the first 10 minutes of this.
Right.
Moving on to our first... like non-fandom news story.
Fandom story.
A little update on our previous story where we talked about, I believe on the last podcast, that William Shatner was going to space.
On Jeff Bezos' dollar.
Yep. And well, that happened, and thank God nothing bad happened. Like, I mean, God forbid we lose like someone like William Shatner just because they decided to send him to space for no reason. But And honestly, I think it was a really great thing he went, because he came back with like a really awesome perspective, like a normal human does. Which, unlike Jeff Bezos last time, who was just throwing skills in the air, William Shatner was staring out at the world and realizing how small we are, and like how big, like, which is like an awesome like eye-opening thing that a lot of people have. And So when he came down, I didn't send you this video, but I'll just try to explain it because. So when he first landed, there was just like Jeff Bezos came and like was like welcoming him back. Oh, you've seen this? Okay, good. So
I heard about that.
Okay,
yeah,
so Jeff Bezos
just like champagne and
So let me you're jumping a little ahead, just a little bit. So Jeff Bezos comes in, he welcomes him, and William Shatner trying to like just find the words to express the change in the man's soul from seeing space because he just saw the Earth from space. That's something like 400 people in like the history of we've had billions of people on this planet, and 400 plus have seen it from there, and he's now one of them, and it changed him like it should.
Yeah, sure.
And he's trying to explain it, and Jeff Bezos just kind of like cuts him off because like some of the other people in the group were like getting champagne. He's like, oh, give me a glass. You want a glass, William? And William Shatner's like, no.
Yeah, because William Shatner, fun fact, is a recovering alcoholic.
I didn't know that. That makes the story even worse. I was more thinking like read the room of this man is trying to express these feelings to you. Okay, that makes it so much worse. Yeah. So then once he says no, Jeff Bezos he starts talking again, and then Jeff Bezos sees the other group starting to pour champagne on people, so he starts shaking up his champagne bottle and just once again cuts off poor William Shatner. William Shatner, who then, after all that settles down, who starts trying to tell him how he feels, starts openly sobbing because of how life-changing of an experience this was for him.
That's fair.
I don't... Yeah, so I'm going to read a little quote from William Shatner now, which is something I don't know if this was he said to Bezos or something he just said in an interview afterwards about the whole experience is, I guess it is to Jeff Bezos. What you've given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I'm so fulfilled... Sorry. I'm messing up words. I'm going to start from the top. What you've given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary. I hope I never recover from it. I hope that I can maintain what I feel now. I don't want to lose it.
Dang.
Yeah. And it's just... Yeah, that's just, it's a beautiful quote, and it's just like, it kind of, in some sense, I was one of those people, we talked about it last week, we thought it was stupid that William Shatner was going. Like, why are we sending William Shatner to space? But if more people like William Shatner could have these opening moments, like William Shatner is a man with some, stroke in the world. He has control over what happened. Not a lot, but he has a voice. So for him to see, if these Jeff Bezos trips keep happening and all these, for lack of a better terms, this arms race to get to space between all these billionaires just flaunting their money, trying to get to space the most, if they can keep taking other, rich and powerful people in the world up and some of them can have these life-changing experiences, it could actually help the world.
It could.
Yeah, I'm glad that William Shatner had a great moment. I think Jeff Bezos, more so than I thought last week, is a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Just, yeah.
That is the other lesson to take away from here.
Which I thought...
He is still a real-life supervillain.
Which I thought before I knew William Shatner was a recovering alcoholic. I thought just his whole reading the room and seeing how moved by that experience William Shatner was, how much of a jerk he was just trying to cut him off made him a jerk. But then the fact that he was offering alcohol to a recovering alcoholic makes him even bigger of a scumbag. But also, I don't think he's a scumbag. He's a great human being, and he owns the platform we are currently on, so he's awesome and he's amazing.
Yeah. Those on the platform, man.
All right, so moving right along.
Moving right along to the next topic. Real life Squid Game.
Yeah, woo! What? What did you just say? Who?
Huh?
What? All right,
Hold
so in Abu Dhabi, there is they have a Korean cultural center who have decided to put on a real life Squid Game, which sounds horrible when you say that, but it's not as bad as it sounds.
Are
They're
they not going to be killing people after they get
call
eliminated?
it crazy. No, Chris, they're not at all. They're just it's just to help. What's the word? Be publicity for this Korean cultural senator and Korean culture in general. They're capitalizing very smartly off of the phenomenon that is Suicide Squad, Squid Game.
A little bit late to be capitalizing on Suicide Squad.
That's fair. On Squid Game, it was what I meant to say, but my brain started to say Suicide Squad for no reason. I guess they both have squaz in the name, so it confused my brain.
Yeah,
I guess. Sure, we'll go with that. That's why I'm an idiot. So I believe the general gist is they're gonna have 2 teams of 16 who can compete in these child games, like the premise of the show. And when they get eliminated, they get to just keep watching. And yeah, that's about it. Really, it's a cool headline with a story that's like, oh, okay, good for the Korean Cultural Center.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
good
Abu
for
Dhabi coordinating Korean culture.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. The only thing that's a little like, oh, that kind of sucks for them is there's no prize, really.
Oh.
Which you would think there'd be some sort of prize at the end.
Like a cash prize of some
No,
sort?
like for the one winner or something, but no, everyone who participates just gets to keep their green jumpsuits they're gonna get for it, and that's it.
Oh, cool!
I mean,
the green
bro,
jumpsuit, you definitely can't buy
yeah, I mean, bro, that's still kind of cool, especially if they don't have to pay to be part of it. If they're like getting chosen at random or something, that's a free jumpsuit.
That's true.
But
free green jumpsuit.
But yeah, so that's that story. There's not a lot there, but just I thought it was Squid Game is the culture phenomenon right now, and it was a fun enough story that I thought we should talk about. Moving right along, Steam.
Trucking right along.
Steam news. Steamy news. Steamy news. No, I had a steamy news segment that I cut because it didn't really fit our vibe.
Oh.
We'll talk about it real quick. So,
okay.
It's not that bad. It's gonna sound a lot worse than it is. There is a
Okay.
There are the Vienna museums have opened an OnlyFans account for their nudes.
What?
What it is they have started an OnlyFans account that they only post pictures, paintings, and pictures of sculptures and paintings that have nudity in it, and with like a description of what the art piece is in each post. And also, if you subscribe for a month, you also get to go to the museum for free that month. Like, you get to use your payment to be on their OnlyFans to get that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge story, and it was also like, it talks about OnlyFans, and we've never referenced that OnlyFans exists on our podcast, but now we have.
Oh, we can't acknowledge things that exist.
I mean, those are adult things, Chris, and we're a PG channel. I don't know if even mentioning the name of the evil OnlyFans makes us not PG now.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. Well, moving right along, back to the story we're supposed to be talking about. Steam!
Yeah.
The Steam news, not the steamy news.
Right,
Steam
just Steam
bans NFT-based games.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is an NFT-based game?
I guess there are game developers that are like trying to use blockchain technology within the game, or I think it's something that has to do with like NFTs/blockchain crypto kind of stuff being implemented into the game itself, not just referencing NFTs in a game. I would think.
I would imagine that.
But
as well.
yeah, they have been banned. You're not allowed to have NFTs or blockchain stuff in the game. But
I'm down with that.
If you're a game creator out there who isn't like us, fine with that, because who gives a crap. But you are already developing a game, don't you worry. Always there to pick up Steam scraps. It's Epic Games. Epic Games said, hey, we'll take your games. We might have to work with you to make sure you're not breaking any rules. But in general, we're willing to work with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
Immediately like, we're cool. Oh, Steam won't do it. We'll do it. Oh, Steam won't jump off that bridge with you. We'll jump off the bridge.
Yeah. Steam won't do that unethical thing with you. We'll do it. No, it's fine.
Can we talk about Epic? Who owns Epic? Epic's owned by China, which we also love China, so Epic is also amazing.
I don't love our overlords China. I'll say it.
Okay, as long as you don't say anything bad about Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disney's allowed to make movies for China.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I have to
No, that's
like what
fair.
China's doing.
No, that's fair. You can say bad things about China. Just don't say bad things about our overlords, Disney. Praise be.
Yeah.
Um,
Please give us money.
please,
Just
we'll do anything. You want us to never
That's
talk?
true.
You want us to never talk about DC, or again? You got it.
Oh.
For the right pay, we'll never mention them.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe true.
Well, moving on, because that story wasn't much, but still in the video game news realm, a story that
Speaking
also... Speaking
not that
of,
much.
Speaking of nothing, but people are excited about it, there's a new Minecraft update coming in 2022.
And it's gonna add mud, guy.
Yeah, and frogs!
Mud! It's what you've always wanted in Minecraft.
That's it. That's really it's mud, frogs, an updated swamp, and I believe boats with chests are the only features they've...
That's kind of cool.
Sure, sure.
As someone who has played a lot of Minecraft.
Whoa, I'm not disregarding Minecraft, Chewy.
No.
I love
I
Minecraft.
like Minecraft.
But
mud
I'm-
and frogs in
I'm-
Minecraft
and
is
I don't
not as exciting as the Caves and Cliff update.
And I don't even have a
That's
problem.
all I'm gonna say.
I don't even have a problem with this update existing. I have a problem with the slight, not a lot, but the slight excitement I saw on the internet for it. It's mud.
It is mud. Good update with caves and swamp updates that were needed.
I mean,
I'm not gonna disagree that caves needed a fat update.
Were swamps needed? What's
Swamps?
I mean, I guess I don't
I
know.
think you could fix that with like a few mod packs.
Yeah, I don't know
But
what
I
we
don't
really.
think that
I
swamps
don't know
were,
what
like,
we
a
really needed with the
necessary
swamp.
update.
Who cares about it? I mean, the only thing that would be kind of cool if they added to swamp is something they didn't add, which would be like alligators or something. Or crocodile. Which one's in the swamp? It's crocodile. There's alligators.
Crocodile?
Yeah, crocodile.
Crocodiles?
Yeah, crocodiles. Which one's in the swamp? Which one's American? It's the American alligator, right? Or is it crocodiles?
Alligator.
Okay, so
Sure.
alligators. They should have added alligators. Then I'd be excited, like, oh, alligators, that's kind of cool. But
Yeah.
they added mud and frogs, and that's what they're hyping up the update about.
Mud and frogs, baby! Hey!
I mean, I love Minecraft.
yeah.
I
need to get back into it so I can explore the caves and cliffs update.
It's true. Maybe we should do a video on that. Now that the update's actually all the way out, we tried to think about doing it, but then we realized the update wasn't actually all the way out. It was only the first half. I think the whole
Yeah.
thing's out now, so maybe we should dive into that.
Maybe we'll play Minecraft, guys.
Yeah, we love Minecraft. We just haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
Because all of our mods broke.
Yeah, they did. We did get
Yeah.
really into modded Minecraft, and then modded Minecraft decided it did not work for us.
My computer said, "I don't want to connect to your server no more," and I was like, "Oh, okay. What if I make a new server?" No, it still doesn't want to connect. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Oh, we're getting invites from Chewy to play Minecraft with him. We might take him up on it. We might not. We'll see. Who knows? We might never play Minecraft again. Who knows?
Who knows? Minecraft.
Yeah. Moving on to a segment that we are calling Nothing. It doesn't have a name, but it's just, hey, Chris, talk about Halloween Kills.
Oh, yeah.
You said
I
you
watched
wanted to do
Halloween
this.
Kills.
Yeah, I didn't, and you said you wanted to talk about it, so... Or
Yeah.
you said I could give a brief review of it, so give your
I
brief
could.
review of it.
And I'm doing it. I'm gonna.
All right, we're
So
waiting.
I watched Halloween Kills this weekend, which, if you haven't watched any of the Halloween movies, it's another Halloween movie.
What's a Halloween
In
movie?
2018, they soft rebooted the franchise.
Yeah, it was
sort
like so. Basically, if you're wondering what the new timeline is the first Halloween movie from the '70s happened. Then there was like 12 other really crappy movies that are no longer matter because now it's just the same. They did that cool thing where they released a movie with the same name as a movie that already happened, but it's a sequel, and that's Halloween, which came out in 2018. That takes place 20 years, or no, it's 30 years. 30 years after the first Halloween.
There you go.
And now this is the sequel to that movie.
And it picks up right where the last movie left off at the literal end of the last movie.
That's cool.
And it's very much a kind of, I don't know if it's a classic Halloween movie, but it is definitely a slasher film to the core. There's really not a whole lot of plot happening in this one because it's, you know, playing off of the first two. And spoiler alert, they are setting up for the final movie in the trilogy, which is Halloween
Ends.
So spoiler alert, the movie doesn't end super satisfying.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I love that.
But it, like, the movie builds up for that to happen. They're like, oh yeah, they explore something that hasn't really been explored a whole ton in the Halloween movies, which is like this,
Ludacris? He's back?
No.
Darn it!
Ludacris.
I want more
The
Ludacris!
town unites against Michael Myers. It's like, hey, yeah, we can't let this serial killer keep killing people in our town. And so
That's fair.
that happens, and that's like mildly interesting. And they also explore the idea of like mob mentality bad because somebody else escapes from the asylum in the first movie alongside Michael Myers, and they chase him as, you know, thinking he's Michael, but then he's not, and they end up killing an innocent man. Spoiler alert.
For the first one. Right? Or is it this one?
And no, that happens in this one.
Oh, okay.
It's, I mean, you're not being spoiled for much in this movie. There is a lot of really like fun kills, and that is probably what this movie does best.
No, Chewy's mad at you. He said, "Oh, spoilers."
Chewy, you're probably not allowed to watch this movie. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's okay. Just calling Chewy out like that, savage. Dang.
Love you. Also, don't watch rated R movies if you're not 18 or have your parents' permission.
I think you can watch it at 16. Like that's the law.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it's 16.
Either way, it's more of just Michael kills people in a lot of
17.
crazy ways.
It's 17. Just want to clarify. I remembered it's 17. It's 17.
It's don't watch this movie unless you're 17 or have an adult with. First and foremost, it is definitely just a. It is a fun slasher movie.
Yeah.
I laughed audibly a lot, which I don't know was the intention of the people who made the film.
I feel like not.
But it's definitely what happened.
I feel like the Halloween franchise is not the ones for the joke fun slasher.
I don't think so either, but it is definitely what happened in this movie.
All right.
There's some pretty intense overacting that happens.
Ooh. Eyebrows?
But if you do want to have a good time and you like slashers or you like Halloween-esque movies, then yeah, this is a one you could go see with your friends, not think too much about, and have a good laugh.
All right. Okay.
And also see some I don't know about creative kills, but some
I think it's kind of hard to have creative kills in a slasher movie in 2021. There's been hundreds of slasher movies. How original can you get with it?
But,
I say that
Michael killed a lot of people. The end. My score out of 10, about 4.5 Cokes.
Okay.
Take that as you will.
Okay. Well, moving on to our next story, which isn't a lot. There's not a lot to talk about here, but it's something that happened in the world. So, our great, amazing Disney overlords decided, rightfully so, to...
after DC fandom.
Yeah. The DC fandom's like, hey, look at all this cool stuff we're doing. And Marvel was like, but what if we decided to not do our stuff?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So Doctor Strange 2, which is Multiverse of Madness, the sequel to Captain Marvel, which is called The Marvels, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, and Ant-Man and Wasp. Oh, Enter the Quantumania. It's Quantumania. Something like that. Whatever. All those movies got pushed back to a certain level. Like, some of them are 2 weeks, some are 5 weeks. But yeah, they shifted their whole schedule. From what I was reading, there's no real knowledge of why yet. They just shifted a bunch of movies. So, also
I guess they'd have to. Oh wait, go on.
And they also they also shifted one other untitled Marvel project, so we don't know what it was yet, but it also got shifted. And they also canceled 2 untitled Marvel projects. Like, they pulled them off their slate. So we don't know what those movies even were, so we don't even know if we should be disappointed. But that doesn't mean they're not going to ever do them again. They're just not currently on the slate.
Also, I'm seeing Black Panther 2, and I'm...
Oh, you didn't know about that? They're still doing it.
How?
Well, it was already announced.
Recasting?
They have not announced what's going to happen yet. There's a lot of different theories. A lot of people think that, it might be Shuri might be it. There might be someone completely new who takes up the mantle. Like, someone else is going to take up the mantle. I believe there's also talk of... I don't remember the character's name, but the other character in the movie who, rides the rhino?
Killmonger?
No, Killmonger's dead.
Oh. Yeah, Killmonger is dead.
The guy who rides the rhino and, that has the farm... I'm not doing the best example of explaining it, but there's, a guy who has, a rhino on a farm. He's kind of like the... He's the guy who, from Wakanda, who chooses to be on Killmonger's side.
Oh.
I think there's talks of... there's theories that it could be him.
Interesting.
But yeah, someone else is going to take up the Black Panther mantle. We don't know what exactly, but the movie had already been announced, and they're, continuing to do it, even though Chadwick Boseman has sadly passed away last year, I believe, right? Was it last year or the year before? It might have been 2019.
Mm-hmm. Just 2019.
Yeah, okay, but sadly Chadwick Boseman did pass away after battling cancer for, almost 2 years without telling anyone, publicly telling anyone, crazy. Mm. But yeah. So they are still... There is a Black Panther 2, and it is pushed back some amount of weeks. I don't remember off the top of my head which one was which. Also, in more Disney pushing back thing news, it all happened around the same time, is Indiana Jones 5, the movie that no one asked for, is also getting pushed back. Still being made.
So sad.
Still being made. We still get to watch Harrison Ford get hurt again, making another movie, because the man needs to just retire, because he is an old, broken man. He was a great... He was really cool. Everyone likes Harrison Ford. But it's time to hang up the hat. Gosh darn it. It's not even your right to have that hat. Gosh darn it, you gave that to Mutt Williams. Where's my Mutt Williams movie?
Yeah.
Give me Shia LaBeouf.
Or not.
That's fair. That's fair.
Be fine too. Could also not make another Indiana Jones movie, and that'd also be okay.
Yeah. I watched a video that was really good today that talked about how the best Indiana Jones movie was the first Mummy movie. how in every way the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie fits as the best Indiana Jones movie ever.
That's really funny.
Yeah, that's by
really true.
Yeah, go watch. They do some great videos at Nerdstalgic. They're awesome. Okay. Go to Nerdstalgic, watch that video especially, and then you'll enjoy that and start watching all their other videos that seem interesting to you because they're awesome. Also, what's up, Wea Gooby? Welcome.
What up?
But yeah, so Nerdstalgic is awesome. They did a really good video about how the Mummy is the best Indiana Jones movie, and honestly, they were right. I was like, oh, that's a really good point on all those points. I was like, I agree. This is a great movie. That is a great movie.
You just saying that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and they really delve into why it makes sense, and it's like, oh yeah, no, that's another point. Like, they point out, one of, the biggest flaws in Indiana Jones movies is the villains aren't the best, which the Mummy has an awesome villain in Emotep. So, the one thing that the Indiana Jones movies aren't great at, they do great. So it's like, you have a great Indiana Jones movie, his name is something else.
Brendan Fraser's
character
is the Mummy.
This is the Brendan Fraser Love Podcast, because he is the best. I love Brendan Fraser. I wish he was in Halloween Town High, the movie we now are going to talk about, because it's time for Movie Club. Chris, give him a brief explanation of what Movie Club is.
Movie club is basically like a book club, but for movies.
That's right.
So we're gonna talk about a movie that we watched.
That's right, and that movie.
And maybe you guys watched along with us.
Yeah, did you watch? If you're in chat and you watched Halloween Town High this week, let us know your thoughts. Or if you've watched it recently enough that you remember your thoughts, you could also share even if you didn't watch it for this.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Well.
We watched Halloween Town High, which is the third Halloween Town movie, because we are watching all the Halloween Town movies for this month, because it's Halloween.
Better or for worse.
Yeah. Hey, so far I've enjoyed all of them. There's to different levels, and there's definitely flaws in all of them, but they're fun. They're all fun movies. They're fun kids movies.
They are fun kids movies.
Sure. They never claim to be anything else, though. So, but yeah.
And you know what? I do get to see Judith Hogue every single time.
That's true. Speaking of Judith Hogue, something I didn't realize until like recently, like this week, since we watched it, she plays April O'Neil in the first TMNT movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Good for her.
Yeah, she did. She was April O'Neil. Also, she charges way too much for cameos.
Oh. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Just, I was thinking, hey, that could be a funny gift for Chris, because Chris has been professing his love for this actress every time we watch these Halloween Town movies. But then I was like, $150.
That's a fun gag.
And I was like, $150. That's not worth the joke.
That's not a good gift. I mean, it's a great gift, but that's not $150. Man.
No, like if it was under 50, that might have been what you got for Christmas this year, but it wasn't. So it's not happening. Sorry, Chris.
Completely fair. You know, times are tough for Judith Hogue. Right?
Apparently,
and she can get.
Yeah, so she's in this movie again. She not as bad as in the second movie. She does not revert her character as bad to what it was in the first movie, but still really doesn't like magic. Still, after the last two movies have proven to her how magic is an important part of her life.
Yeah. At this point, it's more of just like, man, that annoying magic.
It's like,
instead
really?
Of, how dare you use that magic?
And it's like, really? At this point, you're still? Okay. So let's give a brief rundown of the plot.
She does use magic a lot.
She does use magic a lot, but we'll make comments about how she doesn't like how she's doing it.
Yeah.
But as much as Chris wishes she was, Judith Hogue is not the star of this movie. She is just a supporting cast member. So let's talk about the plot of what happens in this movie. So, in this movie, Marnie gets this idea on how she... Wait, I'm forgetting. So the basis is, Marnie first gets visited by the Halloween Town people, being like, hey... Yeah.
Breaking the portal rules in the second
You
movie.
broke rules last movie. That's bad. And she's like, but nah, humans are cool now. And they're like, nah, they're not. And she's like, I bet my magic they're cool now. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. And they take that literally.
So that sets up the plot, is she has bet her magic that humans have changed. And how are they going to prove that? They're going to send a bunch of monsters to her high school. Because that's the best way to do it.
Program.
But no, it's not. Exchange programs imply that there are humans going to the monster school, and that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
So there's a bunch of...
A movie we should have gotten.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No, we shouldn't have, because then they would have had to... Then the Halloween Town would have been as bad as it was in the last two movies, in the sense of, like, the town isn't ever that good, and they cheap out. In this movie, at least, all the monsters look as good as they ever do in their movies, because there's only a couple of them, so they give all the focus to them. There's not a lot of extras in the background as monsters, so...
Although they do skimp out because some of the monster exchange students, which is what I am going to call them, even though they're not exchange students technically.
It's fine.
Are one is a warlock, so just a guy in fancy clothes.
That's not skipping out. That's part of
a witch.
That's not skipping out. That's fair. That's part of their world, so that's fine.
I would argue that one is integral to the plot.
I'd argue
being
both.
A warlock,
Yeah,
and
fine.
The other could have been literally anything else, and it would have mattered.
No, because you have to trap a witch in the witch's glass, so she had to be a witch to be trapped in the glass.
Anyway, the monsters do look good, and I will say that.
Yeah, that is good. It's got a fun cast. We have Lucas something. I don't remember his name.
This guy from
High School Musical.
High School Musical.
Yeah, he's Ryan from High School Musical. He's playing a warlock in this. The piano player from High School Musical is playing a troll in this.
Yeah.
And that is the only members of the new cast who ever did anything with their lives.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of hijinks ensue from this point. Eventually, the kind of the plot is, oh, someone's trying to sabotage this because they don't want this to happen. There's a couple red herrings on who it could be. They make you think it's two different people. It ends up only being one of those two people. I'm not even gonna say who it is. Not to spoil that part. If you haven't seen this movie, I think it's a fun time, especially Halloween if you have kids or a younger sibling or something. Like,
oh, what's up? It's Meme Lord, Lucas Grable.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at Meme Lord coming in here and knowing people's names.
Musical cast name.
But yeah, so Lucas Grable plays a warlock in this. He's one of the only new characters that matters. I don't remember his character's name either, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You don't come to our podcast to care about people's names. We don't. What? Hey, Chris.
Hopefully.
What's Judith Hoag's name in the movie? Exactly.
Judith Hoag.
You just call her by her shoot name the whole time.
I just call her by her actual name the whole time.
Yeah.
Not her character's name.
Yeah.
Marnie's mother, Gwen. It's
Gwen. It is Gwen. It is
Darn
Gwen.
it, I remembered. How could I not, really?
Oh,
It's
this
Judith
is Halloween Town 3, Meme Lord.
Yeah, Halloween Town High.
Yeah, Halloween Town High.
Oh, but he's saying Halloween Town 2 is better?
That's definitely false. I mean, you can have false opinions, Meme Lord. We're down. Like, you do you. But, like, that was my least favorite of the three.
Yeah.
My
I'd be inclined
personal
to agree.
ranking system is Halloween Town High, Halloween Town 2. We don't talk about Return to Halloween Town.
Which we will be watching, unfortunately.
Yeah. We're watching it this upcoming week. But the point is, Halloween Town High, it's just as campy child garbage as the other ones. Maybe more silly, which I think is fun. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
For what it is, I think it fits it well.
For a DCOM, it's one of the better ones.
For Halloween Town High, yes.
For all the DCOMs, they're all pretty bad, Chris.
Smart House is amazing.
Chris, I have a plan that I hadn't talked to you about yet, but I plan on watching Smart House, and I'm sure you're going to be eating those words.
And Smart House is amazing, and how dare you?
Hey, Chris, remember
Smart House is a cinematic masterpiece.
Remember when I told you Halloween Town was amazing and I loved it, and then I was willing to admit that, man, there was some nostalgia there? That's what's going to happen here for you when we watch Smart House. You know what? I'm going to announce this
What are you going to tell me next? 13th year is going to be not good?
I'm going to announce this without even talking to you about it.
the Irish isn't good?
I'm going to announce this without even talking to you about it. Next year, we are watching 52 DCOMs. That is the plan for this segment next year. We are watching DCOMs every week, and we are watching all the movies Chris has mentioned and so much more, and most of them are going to be bad, but they're going to be fun.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, guys. That was unplanned.
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah, I'd planned it. I just hadn't told you about it yet.
I was just genuinely, enthralled.
I know, that's fair.
Art House in 13th year.
Chris, here's the thing. I've just made the announcement, but you are also co-founder and runner of this channel. Would you like to veto what I said?
No.
All right, cool. We're going to watch 52 DCOMs next year.
Well, what did DCOMs for me?
Nothing but DCOMs next year. Luck of the Irish? Yeah, we're watching it. And speaking of us watching all these movies, like we mentioned, Return to Halloween Town is what we're watching next week. What if you want to watch these movies with us, in a way? Well, you can't do that physically, obviously.
Right.
You know, it's a pandemic, and even if it wasn't, we wouldn't want to. It's just not possible. You guys live in different places. It's just not a thing. But what you could do is you could listen to our new on YouTube series, Movie Club Commentary, which is a comedy track that you can play while watching the movie, where it feels like you're watching the movie with us. You get to hear me and Chris be annoying jerks who just talk the whole movie. So if you like that, cool.
If you're really lonely and need to have people talk to you,
yeah, and you want to be able to be more into the Movie Club segment every week, because if you watch Movie Club Commentary, that means you've watched the movie this week, and you'll be ready to be part of the discussion.
Yeah, if you're like me and you don't want to go to places that you don't normally go to on the internet, like Patreon, you
Fair.
don't have to now.
Yeah, it is still
Now you
on
can go
Patreon.
to YouTube.
It is still on Patreon, patreon.com/Downtown Kentucky, which is where you can find an audio version of this podcast and an only audio version of Movie Club Commentary. I think I said Movie Club Commentary twice. I didn't mean to.
We're gonna move on.
There's audio version stuff over there. But also, it is now on YouTube, and it is just audio, though. It's audio with a picture of just the logo.
It's got a picture of our logo.
It's a logo of the Movie Club logo, which, real quick, I will flash it on the screen. Look at that. Look at the Movie Club logo.
Oh
what?
My God.
If you're a longtime fan, and probably even those two don't remember this, this is repurposed versions of the Sick Commentary logo. Sure.
That is.
But the sitcom... Oh, wrong one. The Sick Commentary logo was awesome. I spent a lot of work on it, and I was really proud of it, gosh darn it, and I'm reusing it.
I could not blame you for that.
Yeah. That TV took a lot of work to make. There's a lot of details in that. I made that. That's not like some clip art I found. I had to painstakingly make that.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I love it. And Movie Club is a thing on YouTube now. Movie Club Commentaries.
Yeah, so please check it out.
Please check it out. Watch the movies with us. This upcoming week, we're watching Return to Halloween Town. Suffer through that movie with us.
Yeah.
Because, man, am I not
you know,
looking forward to that.
If you're planning on watching any of the Halloween Town movies, now you can watch them all back alongside us.
Kind of.
What more could you ask for?
Well, no. Currently, you can only watch Halloween Town High back with us on YouTube. I plan on uploading the other ones to YouTube, but they're not there yet. I'll try to get it done this week.
Eventually.
I'll try to get it done this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Before Halloween, hopefully, so you can watch all.
Oh gosh, Chris, why are you putting work on my plate? Why'd you have to say that? Now I have to do. Oh.
Well, you said by the end of the week. That's definitely before Halloween.
Oh yeah, I said
I gave you a wider time span.
I said I was gonna try to do it this week. Try means I could fail and not do it ever.
Maybe just for the Halloween Town High movie or Halloween Town movie.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2: Calabar's Revenge Movie Club Commentary up, so you could go back and watch those movies for you. That'll be up probably Saturday.
Yeah. If you're watching Wild Wild West during October, then
I'm sorry.
You need to see a therapist.
But also, you should watch Wild Wild West again if you haven't seen it, or if you have, because it's really, maybe it's fun to watch it with us. Those will all be up at some point. It'll be cool. We're rambling a lot. We have new series. We're excited about these new series. Honestly, I love everything we do. My favorite thing to do is record Movie Club Commentary. I look forward to that every week. So I would love if you guys be a part of it. It is not on Twitch. It never will be on Twitch. It is only on YouTube right now, or Patreon, but no one goes to Patreon, and I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube going forward for sure. We have a lot of plans. We have, like we mentioned, DCOMs all next year. Next year is the year of DCOMs. We're watching 52 of the however many there are. There's a lot. There's more than 52, but we're watching
a lot of DCOMs.
We're watching the 52 best. I feel like, unless you're a big Descendants fan or any of that new stuff that I don't have any nostalgia for, because I didn't pick anything from the new era because I don't have nostalgia for it, so I didn't have a pull towards it. But if you like any of the old ones, yeah, there's a couple we're skipping here and there because there's a lot more than 52 still. But we're watching most of the ones you've heard of, so it'll be awesome. Be there, be square. Be there or be square.
Yeah.
But we're spending way too much time on this podcast. Yeah. Somehow we did
Chugging right along.
Chugging right along. We'll try to keep these relatively sweet and short. That's what I meant to say. Sweet and short. That's our new phrase we're doing.
We're coining it now. Here it is.
It's time for trailer talk.
Live.
Trailer talk.
Oh my gosh.
What trailer talk? The whole first half of this podcast was trailer talk. Why the crap is there still a trailer talk segment? I understand.
DC trailer talk.
Yeah, but the problem was there's too many trailers this week. There's too many trailers. And
too many trailers.
The first one of these trailers I want to talk about a lot because it looks awesome. Scream 5. Just called Scream.
It does actually look awesome.
It looks amazing. I'm a huge Scream. We're doing the bracket. Don't worry, Chewie. That's after trailer talk. We have to get through trailer talk and then we'll get to Tournament of Champions. I know. I know. The podcast is supposed to be wrapping up now and we're still doing trailer talk. I know. I'm sorry. So trailer talk. Scream 5 is great. I'm not a huge horror movie fan. Scream is my favorite horror movie franchise. I love the first 3 Scream movies and enjoy the 4th one. Scream is awesome. This new one looks just as cool. Little breakdown of the trailer. I love the little intro. It's a play off of the original Scream with the whole phone call, like, what's your favorite scary movie thing you want to play? This time he asks...
Classic Scream thing.
This time he thinks he's Jigsaw and he asks her if she wants to play a game.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. I don't remember using the term, do you want to play a game in the previous movies, but he is this time. Normally he just asks her the question, what's your favorite scary movie?
And this
Whatever.
time doesn't.
Yeah, this time he thinks he's Jigsaw. But then the cool twist is she's texting her friend and he starts hacking into her home stuff and like unlocking the door. And it's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is such a cool twist on, you know, the Ghostface character of like he used to use phones and now he's using modern phones which can also go into your smart house made by Disney.
Yeah. But yeah, and it involves a lot of the original cast.
Yeah, all the three original cast members that I think the only 3 that are still alive in the story are back. So Sydney, Dewey, Gail. I almost forgot her name, but I remembered it. Mm-hmm. All 3 of them back. It's awesome. It looks great. We're gonna cut it at that. Just it looks good. Me and Chris both think it looks good. Go watch the trailer. If you like Scream at all, go watch this trailer. I think you'll be into it.
Now, speaking of things that look good,
not
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah,
the new Home Alone movie that's coming out.
Which that trailer,
for Disney Plus.
That trailer looks rough. I watched the trailer and I was like, this all is so annoying and I hate it so much. Except for, I will say, the couple shots of Ellie Kemper, I was like, oh, she's still kind of funny. Good for, okay, she might be the only part of this movie that's not entirely insufferable.
Yeah. This is definitely a kids movie.
Oh, for sure. And speaking of
and it is
Disney,
definitely aimed and made for kids.
Speaking of Disney kids movies, yeah, that's right. We're watching this on the first movie club commentary after the movie comes out. The movie comes out November 12th. We are watching this on the 17th/18th. I think is when it goes on. It's going to go on YouTube. But yeah, the first chance we have to watch this after this movie is out, we're watching it. So
much to my own dismay, we are watching this movie.
So honestly, if you we had the whole cool discussion, and a lot of you seemed on board to maybe check out Movie Club commentary, go watch this trailer so you can have as much dread as we do about that episode.
And now,
for the only reason anyone shows up to this podcast.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's time. Chris, do the song.
The Terminate Terminate
Champions! Oh, what's that? It's still spooky month, so we're still doing villains. This time,
oh my gosh,
we're doing Spider-Man villains.
Oh, Spooperman villains.
Yeah, Spider-Man villains. That's right. Let's talk about our West Coast bracket here.
Let's do it.
We have in our first round of the West Coast bracket, Team Animal. Not team, but match Animal, I guess. It's Dr. Octopus versus the Lizard.
Okay.
They're both animals.
Yeah, well, no.
An octopus and a lizard.
No, but I get what you're trying to do.
They're both animals. Alright, moving on. We'll get into more discussion about that when we get to it. Still on the West Coast, we have Kingpin versus the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big one there.
Okay.
Speaking of big ones there, we got in the first fight on the East Coast, we have Kraven the Hunter versus Venom.
Okay.
And in the throwaway match, it's Sandman versus Electro.
And in the throwaway match no one cares about.
It's the fight that no one cares about. Sandman versus Electro. Here we go. Let's go over to the West Coast. First fight, Dr. Octopus versus Lizard. What are your thoughts, Chris? What's first popping out here?
I think this is probably going to be one of our closest matches.
I would argue I think this is the most even bracket we've ever had. None of these none of Spider-Man's villains seem so overpowered that it's going to be, oh, they definitely win. There's a couple that maybe have like a little bit of. If you wanted to see Batman villains be good, you had to tune in last week.
Yeah, it looks like you should have showed up to last week's podcast.
We did a whole bracket on Batman villains last week.
Yeah, we did.
We did though. But for real though, if you want to check that out, it's on YouTube.
Yeah. If any of you guys miss our podcast, they're always
or any of our content, it's all on YouTube.
But yeah, my pick for Doc Ock versus the Lizard. I think I'm gonna have to go with Doc Ock on this one.
I'm trying to decide if I feel the same way. I feel like I do. I feel like I might be voting this off of who I think's cooler, and I'm trying to think who would win in a fight. I think it might still be Doc Ock, but my brain goes immediately like, well, Lizard's boring. No one cares about Lizard. But now I'm trying to think of Lizard is a giant lizard.
He is a giant lizard.
He was formerly a professor of Peter who turned into a lizard, sometimes by experimenting with symbiote, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that doesn't clear things up, but that's who the lizard is. He is in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie.
Does clear things up.
Yeah, but she was saying that's saying that sarcastically, Chris, and I know that.
Oh.
She asked who is the lizard.
She is.
She asked who is the lizard, and I said he's a giant lizard. I feel like that was sarcasm when she said that clears that up.
Well, you said he was a professor of Peter's that turned into a giant lizard.
Sure, fine. If you want to know more about him,
that really is the lizard's character.
Yeah, that's really all it is.
There's not much else going on.
Yeah, and
he's a giant lizard.
But he is really tough.
But he's got like claws and teeth.
He's really tough, though. Also, I'm realizing there's a lot of characters that would have been cool to put here that I didn't put here because they didn't show up in this top 10 list that I made this from. But like, I could have put Scorpion in here. Or
done that.
The Vulture or Rhino.
I was joking about Rhino.
I mean, Rhino's not much lamer than Sandman and Electro, but we'll get to that later.
I mean, Sandman's kind of cool.
Is he though?
I mean, he's not in the comics, but like, as far as powers are concerned, being able to turn into sand and like manipulate that's.
I feel like that's a really lame power, but well, okay, whatever. I'm agreeing.
You've never watched Naruto. I can forgive you.
Okay.
You wouldn't understand why sand is really OP, actually.
All right, well, we're going to put Dr. Octopus through, because I do agree. And I can't...
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dr. Octopus.
As much as I was trying to think of a reason why maybe not just go off of my initial instinct on, oh, he's cooler, we're just going to put him through.
Yeah, no. Austin's not a Gaara fan. He's not a Naruto fan at all, so...
I mean, I do like... But she said Earthbender. I am a fan of Avatar.
Yeah, that's basically how Sandman is.
The amazing live action movie.
No, we don't talk about that. So anyways, our next matchup is Kingpin versus Green Goblin.
Yeah, ooh.
I'm not entirely sure on this one either.
Once again,
I feel like it's Kingpin.
Really?
I feel like it's Kingpin.
I don't. I genuinely don't. I was going to say, my initial thought is, oh, Green Goblin's cooler. But even after I think about it, I still think Green Goblin's got, like Kingpin, he's a really strong dude who's almost, he feels kind of indestructible in some ways, but he still is, human under it and can be hurt. And Green Goblin can just fly and shoot bombs at him.
You can fly and shoot bombs, but at the end of the day, he is kind of just a guy who flies around and...
shoots bombs.
Well, yeah. He does fly around and shoot bombs, which in a matchup against Kingpin. Although in Enter the Spider-Verse, he could, bound really far? Really
I don't know if that's... Yeah, I don't know. My brain's saying Green Goblin, your brain's saying Kingpin, which, as much as we could go to our awesome fans, which the only vote right now is from Chewie for Green Goblin, that's not how we do things.
If it's like Green Goblin where he's a giant... literal goblin.
Well, yeah,
I would absolutely pick Goblin.
But for the sake of the rest of this bracket,
that's not Green Goblin.
For the sake of the rest of this bracket, no, he's not that. Because that's a character that's OP and breaks the whole thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, what would I do? I do disagree with you, which means what do? We take it to the coin. Chris, we'll give you...
let's do it.
Heads or tails?
The coin. Going with heads because he's got a big thumb head.
I'd actually argue.
Well, actually, he's got a relatively small.
I'd argue his
thumb
head is the smallest part about him, but you already said heads, so let's flip the coin. It is heads.
Oh. Sorry.
I disagree.
I'm sorry, Green Goblin fan.
I am on Weeagooby's side, and but yeah, Goblin. I think any Goblin still beats him, but we're going. Kingpin wins because as much as I have my opinions, nothing matters when it comes to the coin. The coin is love. The coin is life.
Yeah. I lost last week to the coin,
Yeah.
and this week the coin favored me. I'm sorry.
I've lost a lot of. I've won a lot of coins, so I have to respect the sanctity of the coin.
Cool.
So let's move on to Kraven
Sorry.
the Hunter versus Venom.
So on to our next fight.
I know. We both agree on who wins here, but it is not a shutout. Kraven is a master hunter who is one of the only characters on this list who took down Spider-Man, which means he knows what he's doing. Venom is stronger than Spider-Man a lot of times, but Kraven's one of the only guys who's taking him down. Kraven probably would stand a very good test to get to Venom. Especially with Venom
probably stand a solid chance against Venom.
Kraven's one of those guys who kind of like how we brought about last time with who was it? Who was it? I don't remember. Was it Batman maybe? When we talked about Batman, Batman, it might have been Deathstroke, but how they know what the other person needs to do. I think it was Batman. We talked about how he would plan out what he should do for each character. Kraven would have done his research and know that Venom's weakness is sound and would probably try to use that. So I'm going to put Venom through, but I just don't want to slander Kraven. Kraven put up a great fight and almost beat him.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
You know what? There's some Kraven hating here from Chris, and I don't stand by it. I agree.
I don't know if he'd stand that great of a chance. I think he would put up a fight,
Yeah.
but I think Venom would probably kill him relatively quickly.
I don't think it would be relatively quick. I think Venom would win in most of the times. If you did a simulation, he'd win 90% of them, but it wouldn't be quick. All right, moving on to the
I'm sure
fight.
somebody could make an interesting comic book about that fight. Yeah.
To the fight of the century, the greatest fight of all time. It's Sandman versus Electro.
I'm going to use solely Pokemon logic here, and real life logic actually.
Yeah, it's science.
And that you cannot electrocute ground.
Yeah, you can't.
Or sand.
Sand is not a conductor.
It's not. Yeah, it's non-conductive. So Sandman kills Electro.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Through suffocation.
Yeah, no, sure. Sandman definitely wins. I don't think Sandman's a great character, but I do think he definitely beats Electro. There's no doubt. Electro, science. It's just science at that point.
Sandman is literally Electro's weakness.
Oh, that actually. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Hold up a second. That's a very solid point. I'm erasing that. If you run current through sand, it turns into glass.
At high enough, yeah.
And
high enough.
Current. Oh, that changed. Science might actually win this for Electro.
That does change things quite a bit.
And based off, like I mentioned earlier, most of my comic book knowledge is based off movies. That is literally how Spider-Man beats Sandman in the movie. In Spider-Man 3, is he turns him into glass.
Yeah.
I agree. Electro is
superheat sand, which you can do by running a current through it.
Unlike a lot of my other arguments about who is cooler, Sandman is definitely cooler than Electro. But I think Electro loses.
Electro might lose this one.
I mean Sandman. Sorry, I meant Sandman. I think Sandman loses. Electro is not the cooler one, and normally my heart goes make the cooler one win, and that is Sandman. But I think
mine just makes the more powerful one.
Well, that's where my initial brain goes, and then I try to think, well, what is the actual logical conclusion here? Yeah. And sometimes they still win if they're cool. Sometimes they don't.
I just said more powerful.
And I think Electro might turn him to glass.
True, but that implies that because current only runs in branches. And that's implying that he could turn all of Sandman into glass. And he can change
Peter
where
could do
he
it.
is in the sand, I
Hmm.
think this is a closer matchup than we thought it was.
You know what, Chris? You stick with Sandman. I'm going with Electro. Let's take it
We're
to the
doing
coin.
another coin flip?
We're taking it to the
All
coin.
right.
Chris, you get the. I always give it to you. You choose heads or tails.
You know what? I picked heads last time. We're going tails this time.
And it was heads.
Sorry, Sandman. Looks like you're losing to the coin.
It's the same. I also think there is a scientific reason why you could make an argument for either one. Like I think
Yeah,
that was
I think
way
so.
too close, and
I think that was a actually close fight.
Yeah.
Looking back at it,
I thought it was over the second. Like I was with you. Like, yeah, Sandman wins. I already wrote Sandman, but then over here we had Weeagooby coming in with science that we weren't thinking of.
coming in with hot science.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our semifinals of the West Coast. To crown the West Coast champion, we have Dr. Octopus versus Kingpin.
This is Kingpin.
I think it's Kingpin.
I think it's Kingpin as well, because I think Dr. Octopus couldn't do anything to Kingpin with his
Yeah.
tentacles, based on the fact that Kingpin could just like
Grab
rip his
them.
tentacles apart.
Yeah, like I still don't know if I think Green Goblin should have beat Kingpin. We mentioned that earlier. I respect the coin, so he didn't make it through, but I don't think the reason I was fighting for Green Goblin was because I thought his bombs and long distance. Dr. Octopus doesn't have long distance. He still has to get close with at least his tentacles, and he just grabs those and throws them away. Yeah, like I think it's Kingpin. I think we both agree.
Kingpin as well.
I think both of our hearts are hurt because Dr. Octopus is the cooler character.
He is the cooler character. I like Dr. Octopus more, but I think Kingpin wins.
And to be fair, Kingpin also can be cool, like the Knopfler?
Like when he's cheering for the Mets.
What was his name? Was it who played Kingpin in the Daredevil show? That guy did a really good job.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I did not watch the Daredevil show.
I heard the guy who did that was really good. People really liked him. All right, moving on.
No one got my Kingpin, the Mets meme.
Nope, I don't get it.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. Sometimes it's about the Mets. It's a meme on the internet. That's funny.
All right, cool, sure. All right, cool, whatever. Venom versus Electro.
All right, Venom beats Electro.
Whoa.
Venom. Yep.
You're not even gonna explain why you think he beats him? I mean, electricity can get really loud, right?
It's like certain frequencies, and I mean, sure, if Electro had one of those things that I can't remember, but a lot of people play music on it. Maybe then, but that's highly situational.
I like Chewie here. Venom beats Electro 11 out of 10 times.
11 out of 10 times. I would agree.
That's fair.
I think Venom does beat Electro 11 out of 10 times.
Yeah, it's Venom. Let's be honest. Venom had to make it to the finals.
A nearly impenetrable suit that gives you superpowers, and yeah, it's just not very close at all.
It's Venom. It's Venom, I know. It's Venom.
No, it doesn't. But it can.
Alright, well...
Not naturally, but it can. Electrical current does not equal noise frequency, says Weeagooby, and I'm saying that no, not normally.
No, it does not. Well,
time
for the finals.
Alright, the finals. Kingpin versus Venom.
Versus Venom. I think it's close. I do.
I think Kingpin puts up a solid fight, and then Venom gets serious, and then it's not as close as a fight as it was before.
Kingpin is the giant, fat tank kind of character. He's bald. He's like a mobster.
Yeah. Got a really small head.
He's kind of a kingpin, if you will.
A thumb in a suit.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no, that's fair.
Perfect. You couldn't have described it
Well,
better.
it's like a thumb.
A thumb is a thumb in a really big suit.
It's a thumb coming out of a bowling ball.
A That's not quite a napkin. A thumb coming out of a brick wall.
Yeah, that's fair. It depends. It depends. Sometimes he's more round. Sometimes he's more wide. It depends. It depends on the interpretation. But I think, let's be honest, I think from day one, we all knew what was going in the finals here.
Yeah, I looked at this and I saw Venom, and I said, okay, so Venom's going to win this one.
Yeah, I should have put Carnage on the list. It was the only chance Venom didn't make it. But I did not, so Venom...
Hold on. I have to acknowledge what are Kingpin's powers? Being fat. And that's not true.
No, his powers are super strength.
Funny.
Yeah, he is super strong and practically, indestructible.
Yeah, as just a human man, almost indestructible.
Yeah, I don't even think he has powers, technically. Yet, he just is super, I could be wrong, but I don't even think, he's,
I think he's, a mutant.
Is he?
Technically.
I don't remember if he is. Okay. That,
not,
yeah.
classically qualified as a mutant, but he definitely has superhuman strength and is just, almost bulletproof naturally.
But let's be real. Venom just comes in and bites his head off immediately.
Oh, right. No, exactly.
It's over in 30 seconds.
Venom eat human.
We are Venom.
Match. We are Venom. Oh. Venom hungry.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. You know how the symbiote race takes over all of Earth at one point in the comics?
Yeah.
And Venom becomes the hero to fight back the symbiotes. It's weird, but the symbiotes definitely beat most.
Which is good, because I think Venom is the only character on this list who stands any chance against some of the other characters we already have in our super bracket.
Agreed.
But, we will see, because that is the end of Tournament of Champions. Venom wins. Yay, Venom! Woo, Venom! Yeah.
Woo, Venom!
Yay. This has been the longest podcast ever, because somehow we keep breaking records in that front. We keep not trying to, but breaking records.
We keep expecting to not have a long podcast
at all,
and we keep getting longer. Stay tuned for next week when we go till 12 a.m.
Yeah. Real quick, just to add a little bit more time to this way too bloated podcast, a little behind the scenes here. The first two podcasts, we had twice as many stories as we've had in the last 2 to 3 podcasts. Yet we keep getting longer, and I don't know why. Every week I'm like, oh man, there's not enough stories to talk about this week. This is going to be a short one. And then it gets longer. And then we break records that we weren't trying to break. So let's give the plugs. Chris, you do the first half of the plugs. Plug the channels.
Plug the channels. All right. You can catch us on Downtown Kentucky on YouTube. So if you miss any of our streams, you can watch all of our videos there. Mm-hmm. Whether that be our podcast, our Tuesday co-op game stream, our Thursday co-op usually game stream. Although right now it's Video Game Dev Tycoon, which we have been having a blast playing.
We have been. Slight correction on that. If you're on YouTube, it's actually the day following the stream day. It's a little confusing, and that's fair. Chris isn't on the upload side of it, so he might not have remembered that. That's fair. I forgive him this time. So we stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/DowntownKentucky if you're watching this on YouTube. Every Monday for a podcast, Tuesday for a video game stream, Thursday also for a video game stream. Every one of those days it starts at 9:30. If you want to see on YouTube, it's the following day at 4 o'clock. But also on YouTube, you get one bonus video in Movie Club Commentary. Whoa, we talked about that earlier. If you want to know more about it, scroll about 20 to 30 minutes back into the video and you'll find out more. Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to see you going forward. Bye-bye!
Goodbye.